The couple of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith has been considered one of the most stable and loving couples for more than 20 years in a world where love battles are considered part of fame. Nevertheless, rumors about their separation appear regularly, and sometimes it is difficult to understand what lies behind them. So what secrets do the Smiths hide? What do their children do? And is everything really not so smooth in their marriage? Welcome to the Biographer Express channel. We're starting. Will and Jada first met on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when she auditioned for a role in the famous series. Unfortunately, at that time, Jada could not get the role. Smith recalled his impressions of his wife during the first meeting as follows. Her body was so tiny, but her spirit was so strong. She was confident, solid, unwavering, a 10-ton cornerstone holding up the Great Pyramid. However, things didn't turn out as romantic as you might think. The young people did not manage to communicate normally, and as a result, Smith chose another companion in life, a bright artist, Cherie Zampino. They got married in 1992. And anyway, Will claimed that even then he was attracted to Jada. According to Smith, when he got to know the actress better, he realized that she was exactly the woman he needed. But he did not take any steps to get closer because at that time he was already married to Zampino and thought that divorce was not an option for him, since they already had a child. But one day, this marriage reached its limit. Once I went to have dinner with Cherie and I went to the bathroom and started crying and laughing hysterically. I knew I was not the person I am with, and I knew I should be with Jada. Shortly after this incident in the bathroom, Zampino filed for divorce. As soon as they broke up, Will immediately called Jada and asked her out. This was the beginning of an epic romance. Subsequently, in her show The Red Table Talks, Jada admitted that despite her feelings for the actor, she waited for the end of the divorce process. Because I did not understand marriage, I didn't understand divorce. I will say that I probably should have fell back. The romance began whirlwind. Will tried very hard for his girlfriend, seeing her as his future queen. In his memoirs, Smith admitted that at the beginning of the relationship, he tried to satisfy his beloved in bed. We drank every day and had sex multiple times every day for 4 straight months. I started to wonder if this was a competition. Either way, as far as I was concerned, there were only 2 possibilities. 1, I was going to satisfy this woman sexually, or 2, I was going to die trying. Despite the great feelings, the actress did not want to get married, but Will insisted. Jada said in an interview with People magazine, "Today we decided to get married, and tomorrow we found out that I was pregnant." After a 2-year relationship, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett tied the knot in December 1997. The marriage was a few hours before the new year. Mr. and Mrs. Smith got married in Jada's hometown, Baltimore. Since it was a very intimate ceremony attended only by close friends and relatives, no invitations were sent out. The woman was walking to the altar already in the 3rd month of pregnancy. Pinkett wore a champagne-colored velvet dress to the wedding ceremony. I was already pregnant, and the whole ceremony was hard for me. I even cried at the most solemn moment, she recalled. On July 8, 1998, a healthy boy was born and was named Jaden Smith. The birth was quick and easy enough, Jada later recalled. The doctors said that the baby would take around 1.5 hours to deliver, and I was too anxious to meet the baby. But surprisingly, it took only 20 minutes. My mother is a nurse, and she was amazed. A year after the birth of their first child, the lovers literally stunned the media with the news that Jada was pregnant again. In an interview with VH1's Dear Mama special, Smith revealed that their daughter was conceived during a drunken trip to Mexico. A girl named Willow Camille Rain Smith was born on October 31st, 2000. According to Will, they have a very close relationship with their daughter. Willow's the only female relationship I've ever had that I didn't mess up. I'm sure there are aspects from Willow's point of view where she would say, "No, you messed some stuff up, Dad." But in my mind, I did right by her. In order for the children to experience less stress due to the frequent moves of their parents, Will bought a huge mobile home. It is a luxury car with a length of more than 787 inches and an area of more than 3,767 square feet. There are 2 floors inside the trailer. On the lower floor, there are 2 bathrooms and a huge kitchen equipped with the latest technology. From time to time, Will cooks something delicious there. On the upper floor, there is their bedroom, a children's room, and a living room, which can accommodate about 30 guests. Well, until we move on to the story of unexpected twists in the seemingly couple's ideal relationship, we suggest you subscribe to our channel so as to not miss new videos. And we continue. After a while, Will bought a house in Stockholm for the comfort of his wife. Jada is going crazy from the eternal California heat. She needs winter to be winter and summer to be summer. So every year on Christmas Eve, we all go sledding together. In Sweden, winter is real. Besides, it's very calm and quiet there," he admitted once. And celebrities also became co-producers of the 2003 TV series All of Us and founded a youth foundation. However, at this wonderful time for the family, rumors first appeared that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith did not get along with each other and that there were infidelities in their relationship. But Will commented on the speculation like this: "There were no problems in paradise and there will never be any problems," he said. The actor assures that for him, a woman has always been the head of the family. "Just like in my house when I was growing up, I knew that my mother was the center. I am very clear at home that Jada's physical, mental, spiritual health and comfort comes first," he admitted once. Despite the rumors, the couple continued to work together and participate in public events. Of the most striking moments, we can recall the one when the Hollywood royal couple made a grand appearance in public, entering the awards ceremony on a house and carriage. In the hot summer of 2009, the whole family went to live in China for the whole summer. The reason for this move was that their son Jaden starred in the movie Karate Kid, in which he played the main role.
"Okay? Be respectful. I got it. I put my jacket on 1,000 times, and I took it off 1,000 times. Okay? This is stupid. I'm done."
However, all this time, the press did not sleep. After many years of seemingly unshakable relationships, information leaked to the media that Jada and Will's marriage was destroyed by infidelity. Will's son from his first marriage, Trey, reacted to them with a sharp rebuke that this was not true. A little later, the couple made a statement with a picture and an embrace. "This is a lie. We are together and our marriage is strong as always," they said. But even then, the discussions of their relationship continued. The ambiguous phrase of Will in an interview with the Daily Mail fueled the interest of the newspaperman. "You don't avoid what's natural and you're going to be attracted to other people." In addition, the actor admitted that he had feelings for another woman after co-filming with Eva Mendes in the film Hitch. Fans also found the artist's position regarding their marriage suspicious. In a 2010 interview with Oprah Winfrey, the couple called their marriage a business plan. The actor commented, "If you don't have a purpose for your relationship, if you don't have a place that you're going, something that you want to accomplish, something that you want to do, you can get really lost in the murk of the journey." Jada added that they combined 2 points of view into one. The first confirmation that everything is not so rosy in the family appeared thanks to Jada. In an interview with the Huffington Post in 2013, the actress dared to comment on their marriage. "Will can do whatever he wants as long as he can stand in front of the mirror and feel all right about himself, because at the end of the day, he's his own man, and I cannot decide for him as to what kind of man he wants to be. He has to decide for himself." This comment raised a lot of questions, and the public considered these words an admission that they have an open relationship with Will. The media and paparazzi began to question them frequently, and finally Jada had to give a comment to put an end to the rumors. She made a post on social networks where she made it clear that there were much more global problems in the world, and that it would be worth discussing them and not the relationship of two mature and loving people. "Here is how I will change my statement. Will and I both can do whatever we want because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one." Hoping to end the numerous articles in the yellow press, in 2015, Will Smith could not bear and wrote a post on Facebook in which he assured readers that everything was fine with him and Jada, and if they decided to divorce, he would tell about it. Jada and I are not getting a divorce. You might think that this was the end of the rumors, but later, in 2018, Jada gave an interview to CBS Mornings where she admitted that they had a pause in a relationship, but not at all because they fell out of love with each other, but because they needed a, quote, breath of fresh air. According to insiders, the rift happened on the 40th anniversary of the actress. In honor of the birthday of his beloved, Will arranged a 3-day grand party in Santa Fe for which he had been preparing for a long time. He even made a documentary about his wife's family and invited singer Mary J. Blige to perform after the gala dinner. However, the birthday woman did not appreciate the act, saying that it was the most disgusting manifestation of selfishness that she had ever seen in her life, and demanded to end the celebration earlier. The couple had a serious quarrel, and Smith announced that he was leaving. "That's it. I retire. I retire from trying to make you happy. I need you to go make yourself happy and just prove to me that it's even possible." The couple did not want a divorce, but decided to live separately. In 2020, on her talk show, Jada talked everything over with her husband, where she admitted to the public that she and R&B singer August Alsina had a relationship during her breakup with Smith. According to her, they communicated 4.5 years before the affair, and the young man was there at the right moment of her life. Pinkett Smith admitted, I started this affair because I just wanted to feel good. Then my psychological state was fragile. Will and I tried everything we could to get away from each other, only to realize that it was impossible. The piquancy of the situation was given by the fact that August was a friend of Jaden. It was he who introduced his friend to his mother. At the time, Jada said that it was done between her and Will. She also mentioned that she had not felt as good as she did at that moment for a long time, just because she could help a person who was as codependent as herself. Later, it turned out that at that time, August also had problems in the relationship, and that was what caused a spark in their communication with Jada. The actress claimed that the relationship with Alsina has become an important lesson in her life. In particular, this stage of her life opened her eyes to her emotional immaturity and insecurity, and also helped to carry out some kind of deep healing. However, in the end, they separated. Jada admits that her marriage to Will is a unique collaboration, and they will never divorce. It doesn't matter, all that relationship and what people think, ideas of a husband and a partner and all that, man, whatever, Jada said. At the end of the day, that's a man that can rely on me for the rest of his life. What made the actress admit to the affair years later? It was all the fault of the musician who told about the relationship with Jada in an interview, arguing that he was tired of the condemnation of others and wanted to tell his version of what happened. Alsina claimed that he started an affair with the actress with the permission of Will Smith. Due to the transformation from their marriage to a life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and not involving romanticism, he gave me his blessing, the artist said. But the actor denied that he approved of an affair between his wife and his son's friend. Jada also claimed that her husband did not consent to it. The only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself. Pinkett Smith wasn't the only one attributed affairs. Around the same time, there were dubious rumors that Will Smith had an affair with model Heidi De La Rosa, but no confirmation of this has appeared. No matter what, the couple was able to cope with this period of life. Later on the show Red Table Talk, Jada and Will publicly discussed their temporary separation. We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy, Will said. From there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely, Jada admitted. There were rumors that the couple had to turn to a family psychologist to figure out how not to break off relations. Smith also spoke about the turning point in their relationship when they swore never to quarrel or shout at each other. It happened after Jada once swore at her husband in front of the guests. This triggered the actor's childhood injuries. After the scene of his father's violence against his mother, he promised himself that he would not create a space with a person where profanity and abuse exist. Perhaps a free relationship has become their way to save their marriage. In his autobiography, Will, the actor admitted that he initially wanted to maintain a standard marriage format, but later the couple decided to change their type of relationship in order to stay together. We could no longer pretend. We were both miserable and clearly something had to change, Smith said. By his admission, Jada never believed in an ordinary marriage. And for the large part of our relationship, monogamy was what we chose, not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection. We have given each other trust and freedom, with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, he explained. Perhaps the point is in the actor's very position regarding divorces. Back in 2005, Will Smith said, "Divorce can't be an option with Jada. I stood up in front of God and said, 'Till death do us part.'" According to the star, no matter what his wife does, he will never be able to leave her because they are more than spouses. They are partners for life. What do you think about the relationship between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith? Write your opinions in the comments. In an interview with the Rap Radar podcast, Will Smith discussed what family and personal life meant to him. He stated, "We don't even say we're married anymore. We refer to ourselves as life partners," where you get into that space where you realize you are literally with somebody for the rest of your life. There's no deal breakers. There's nothing she could do ever, nothing, that would break our relationship. She has my support till death, and it feels so good to get to that space. The couple, despite all the worries, tries to please each other. So, in honor of Will's 50th birthday, Jada overcame her fear of heights and decided to parachute in Dubai. They did it together.
That was a trip.
Good one, babe. Successful. Yeah, no, you're done. That was good, though. But like, you good? It's behind. So, all right, she's still smiling.
You're
and
good.
We still,
You're
I'm
good.
good.
You're good.
Yeah, because
don't overthink it. You're
I
good.
think we're still together. Okay. Oh, we're not sure yet.
April 2019 brought the family another journey. the Smiths traveled to Southern California to celebrate Jaden's debut at the annual music festival. During Jaden's performance on the first weekend, Willow and family friend Jordan Woods suddenly appeared. But the crowd really got excited when his father joined him on stage to perform the song Icon during a performance on the second weekend. The coronavirus, which has become a test for many couples, has only brought the Smith family together. Jada explained that during the pandemic, their family learned to be real friends. Will and I are in the process of him taking the time to learn to love himself, me taking the time to learn to love myself, right? And us building a friendship along the way. So this time brought a new dynamic to the couple, because they were able to get to know each other even closer than before. The actor believed that they were able to achieve a strong relationship and a long marriage thanks to long and productive conversations. If we start talking, it's 4 hours. It's 4 hours if we exchange a sentence. It's the center of why we've been able to sustain our relationship and why we are still together, not choking the life out of each other, he noted. And everything seems to be fine, but 2022 brought another scandal to the couple and an occasion to discuss the star family to the media. The fact is that a few years ago, Jada began to rapidly go bald due to an autoimmune disease. Due to the fact that she lost a significant part of her hair, the woman had to shave her head. The artist accepted the developing disease very painfully. She was depressed for a long time, from which her husband helped her to get out. Thanks to Will, Jada was able to sort of come to terms with the disease and take a different look at the situation. And unfortunately, the actress became a victim of accidental bullying on this basis. It happened at the annual Oscar ceremony where Will was nominated for Best Actor in the film King Richard. The comedian Chris Rock, speaking on stage, said, "Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it, all right?" The joke was a reference to the image of Demi Moore in Ridley Scott's film, where the actress had to cut her hair bald. Naturally, Smith didn't like the joke. He went up on stage and hit the presenter, repeating several times, "Don't say my wife's name." After this incident, Smith was expelled from the American Film Academy and broke a number of contracts, and he was also banned from attending the Oscar ceremony for the next 10 years. Neither Jada nor Rock commented on this situation. A year after the incident, the comedian recalled the conflict with Smith in his live stand-up special, Chris Rock's Selective Outrage, claiming that he was not a victim. According to an insider, Smith had been trying to make amends to Rock for a long time and felt terrible. Meanwhile, Jaden and Willow followed in the footsteps of their creative father and mother. In 2012, Jaden dropped out of the usual school and began to study at home. This was done for the sake of his future career and the development of talents, and also because Will was generally against ordinary American schools. Already at a fairly young age, the talented guy managed to work with his father in the films The Pursuit of Happiness in 2006 and After Earth, which was released on big screens in 2013. Moreover, in 2017, he released his debut studio album titled Sire, which is also his middle name. Will Smith used his son's hit song in a tribute video in May 2018, thus showing that he supports him in all his endeavors. Willow is engaged in acting and singing like her brother. Willow starred in the movie I Am Legend with her father. Willow released her first song, Whip My Hair, in 2010 when she was just 10 years old. Willow currently spends most of her time working as a model and hosting the Red Table Talk program with her mother and grandmother, Adrienne Banfield-Jones. The young woman still maintains her singing career by performing at major music festivals. Despite everything, the love story of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith is extraordinary. They have always supported and protected each other. Anyway, this is what their couple shows to the world. Smith said, "I don't suggest this road for anybody, but the experiences that the freedoms that we've given one another and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love." Will and Jada are really an inspiration for our generation, and we want to believe that their relationship will forever remain that way. But in show business, there are couples whose stories can also make you think about the power of human relationships. The couple of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is such one, who was also considered ideal, but they could not survive the difficult times of their lives together. We suggest you click on the icon that appeared on the screen and watch our video about their couple. There we will talk about how such a strong relationship actually turned into enmity and what led them to trial. Well, our today's video has come to an end. Be sure to like it so as to not miss new videos. Biographer Express was with you. See you again.